Hello and welcome to Barcelona, the Motul Solidarity Grand Prix of Barcelona, and welcome to the final Inside the Paddock of the year. And the good news is, after MotoGP Q2, we are no closer to knowing who is going to be MotoGP World Champion. Yes, the odds are in the favour of Jorge Martin, but his life has just been made ever so slightly more difficult in the sprint and in the Grand Prix, because we're down here at the box of the world champion, Bagnaia. He's just taken a vital pole position. And despite getting a helping hand from his good mate, Aleix Espargaro, in fact, that plan backfired. Aleix was hoping to tow Jorge onto the front row. In fact, all he did was Aleix jumped onto the front row and he demoted his good mate onto the second row. Martin will line up exactly behind the world champion in fourth, second row of the grid for Jorge Martin. And there's no getting away from the fact that, having been down there in pit lane and closely watching the Spaniard, he is feeling it. There are nerves. It's understandable. He's on the brink of achieving his dream, of achieving the MotoGP World Championship for the very first time in his career. So, goes without saying, there is a slight edge, a slight nerviness down in the Prima Pramac Racing concern. No such problems, though, I do have to say, from here at the Ducati Lenovo team, because they've been here, they've done it. They've got the gold medals and the championship rings to prove that they can handle the heat of a championship showdown. And Bagnaia, admitting in Parc Fermé that his plan has worked. His plan was to try and bring some people into the mix. Marc Marquez, we know, as he's been telling us here in May and then again this weekend, it's not one of his favoured circuits. He said yesterday that a realistic target was a third row of the grid, but after tucking in behind his new teammate on Tuesday, Pecco Bagnaia, the 93 is up on the front row, and you would imagine it's going to be in his favour. It's going to be helping out the number one. We also saw Pecco Bagnaia dragging round Frankie Morbidelli, who is in a catch-22 scenario. He's good mates with Pecco Bagnaia, but he's teammates to Jorge Martin. Despite that, I guess which side he's going to favour. He's in fifth alongside his teammate, and again, that's another rider that can help out Bagnaia as we go into the sprint and tomorrow's Grand Prix. It is all set up magnificently for today's sprint, tomorrow's Grand Prix. As I said, we are no closer to knowing who is going to be world champion in 2024. If the nerves were high for qualifying, Jorge Martin will be shaking come the sprint, because it's a long run down to the opening corner through the years, and we don't want to see this, but there is the potential for incidents at that opening corner. And Jorge Martin, being mid-pack as he is now, qualifying in fourth, has to get a good start. If he gets a bad start and he gets mired in the pack, then that is a very, very difficult situation to try and manage. Right, let's see if we can grab any kind of reaction from the key players in this MotoGP World Championship fight. Not sure if I'm brave enough to chat to Ducati Corsa CEO Claudio Domenicali, one of the big wigs of the paddock. I think I might get a slight telling off for sticking a microphone under his nose. So I'll let him chat to his Ducati peers and colleagues alongside us here, and I'll see if I can find some guys dressed in red. We see Fonzi Nieto just making his way through there. Potentially he's going to be chatting away to Jorge Martin as he goes up the stairs. We'll squeeze through to the opposite side of this World Championship fight, and the purple side of pit lane with the Prima Pramac Racing concern. And yeah, Fonzi Nieto just making his way into the box up there to have a quick word with Jorge Martin. But why don't we grab a very, very quick word with Fabio Quartararo. Since he's here, he did a magnificent job. Let's just, as he dives in, just grab a quick word with Fabio. Fabio, before you dive in, he's gone. Not quick enough. No chance of getting the thoughts of the Frenchman, despite a very good job. Again, was able to qualify automatically, direct from Q1 into Q2, and then put a pretty strong lap together, showing that he's best of the rest when it comes to the Japanese factories. Not for the first time this year. Fabio just showing what his talents are all about. And quick, let's reverse. Fonzi, very quickly, just get your reaction to that qualifying. Second row of the grid, not ideal. How's Jorge?
No, it's good. It's not. The track is completely strange, no? The conditions are so difficult. It's so easy to make a mistake, and it's good. It's good. It's not bad. His start always is very good. Then we are ready to fight.
How are the nerves at the moment? How is he managing? Because he did look nervous during that qualifying.
But it's normal, no? It's part of the game. You have to manage these kind of sensations. 360 kilometers an hour is not easy for sure.
Thanks, Fonzie.
Thank you.
There we go, a word inside the Prima Pramac camp. He's just come out, just up there of Jorge Martin's office, just had a word with the man that leads the World Championship, saying that he's good. Although he's not going to say that he's shaking. He's struggling with the pressure at the moment. Of course, he's not going to say that. He is going to say, yeah, all under control, no problem. We wanted to qualify fourth. That is the usual plan as we start to just linger a little bit longer down here at the Cati. If we see someone, I'm hoping that we'll get a shout. On the other side, there is Marc Marquez down there, but we might struggle to get a word in with him. So what do we think, guys? Should we stay? Should we stay? Should we go? Should we stay? Didi, my director supreme. He is the man, and he's dragging me in this direction. Where he goes, I follow, always. So I'm going to go in this direction. And maybe, why don't we grab the thoughts of some fans down here? Hello, guys. Hello, how are you? Hola, ¿qué tal? Oh, not a particularly cheery bunch. Come on, guys. Last round of the year, there's a World Championship on the line. Is there any chance of grabbing a word? Oh, and right on cue, just as we leave, the World Champion arrives for his usual Saturday morning classic. Have to say, though, problem is there's no way for me to squeeze through at the moment. Very, very sorry, very sorry. Let me just dive in here and once he's done his signature, see if we can grab a quick word with the World Champion, still carrying that number one plate. Just spoke to him in Parc Fermé, saying, after Marc Marquez said that he understood that Pecco was going to be clever in this session, so he knew that there was going to be an opportunity to be allowed to sit in behind him, and Pecco said that, yeah, that was the plan as well. He told us throughout Thursday, throughout Friday, that when it comes to the racing, he doesn't want to play any of the games whereby he gets to the front and slows the pace down, and maybe, you know, in these conditions when it is cold, allows temperature to drop out of his tyres. But that would obviously give the advantage of people getting in the mix. His hope is that through qualifying, through allowing other people to be up there on the front row and in the second row and in and around him, that with a good start, he can then allow the others to do the dirty work for him potentially. And so far, so good. He knows what the situation is. He doesn't need reminding that 24 points is going to require something pretty special. But fastest yesterday, fastest this morning. So far, he's doing exactly what he needs. And can we just say as well, the world champion, and what a gentleman on this, the weekend of all weekends, when the pressure is so high, with so much on the line, the fact that he can spend this much time with MotoGP fans, pose for selfies, give signatures, this is a true mark of the character of the man. If it is to be his final weekend, for at least a 12-month period, as being world champion, what a flag bearer he has been for the championship. And I know that if it is Jorge Martin, then he will do similar as well. But have to say, I'm a huge fan of Pecco Bagnaia, and this is why there are so many fans of his as well. The number one, the go free on the back. The question is, for how much longer will it be there come Tuesday for that vital Barcelona test, where we'll have a 93 alongside him in the box. But our focus right now is on here in Montmello for the Solidarity Grand Prix. A reminder as well, Pecco very quickly. No. Oh, top job. See, this is perfect for me. I can get underneath it. Well done. Happy with that?
Thank you. Yeah. At the moment, yes. We know that our weak point is this afternoon, so we have to be patient and focus and ready, because I think that the potential is quite high, but with calm.
And a new BMW as well, that's quite nice.
BMW, yeah, finally. I'm very happy. This time the M5 is looking very stunning, so happy.
Maybe we can have a ride together on Sunday night.
Afternoon if you want.
Perfect. There we go. Handshake. Deal.
Grazie.
Thank you, Pecco. Right, we'll make sure that we get that social live done as well. Me and Pecco Bagnaia in a hot lap in the BMW M5. Well, we've got the handshake. His word is gospel. as he makes his way up into his office and now starts his preparations. A slap on the back from his good mate there, a part of the fan club, and there we go, that's the world champion. As we see Enea Bastianini, good job Enea, making his way through. A slight grimace on his face. Third row of the grid for him, not where he wanted Enea, especially given the fact that he is so desperately fighting to try and keep third place in the World Championship. But there we go. Good to be able to grab the thoughts of Jorge Martin, of Pecco Bagnaia there on this the biggest weekend of potentially his career. I don't know. I don't think he would say that it is. I think that first World Championship, certainly the first MotoGP World Championship, will always stand apart for him. But there's certainly nobody there that appears to be struggling with any kind of pressure whatsoever as we dive through into pit lane. Thank you very much. And we see if there's any Pecco or Jorge fans here. Hello, everybody. There's plenty of people in the paddock, but I'm not getting many smiles at the moment. Hello, how are you? All good? There we go. Gigi Dell'Igna there. Let's finish off by going down in this direction and wrapping up everything that we have seen from qualifying then, because of course, as we've told you, about the World Championship fight, first for Pecco, fourth for Martin, but in between them there are plenty of stories, including Aleix Espargaro on his final Grand Prix appearance at the circuit, where he basically grew up at second, middle of the front row. He's in definitely with a great chance of sprint victory later on today. And two parts. One, of course, he wants a win before he leaves MotoGP full-time. Secondly, he knows victory today, stealing valuable points away from Pecco Bagnaia, will be absolutely crucial, and we're doing his mate a massive, massive favour. So that's why Aleix Espargaro is going to be as aggressive as ever later on today. Good to see you back, Miguel. How are you? Good, there we go. Not seen Miguel since he returned. He's been away for a while, so that was nice to see him and get a little wave. He, of course, struggling with that wrist. I think he's here just to try and build up some fitness ahead of his debut on the Yamaha on Tuesday. And yeah, that's going to be the story for me. It's going to be an interesting one. There are allegiances, there are allies to both Martin and Bagnaia. In the Martin camp, of course, it is the 89, it is the 41. They start second and fourth. They will be helping one another. They will not be stealing points away from one another if they get the opportunities. We see El Parce, Viva David Alonso.
David Alonso.
He's a superstar, right?
Yeah, that's the star at the moment.
What's going to happen next year? Do you think he'll be champion again?
I don't know. It's Moto2. I don't know, maybe.
But, I mean, this year, how incredible has it been?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. There we go. Good to see some Colombian support here in the paddock. We need a Colombian Grand Prix. I'd love to go there. First time, I know. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get it organised, chaps. I don't know if they're of any importance whatsoever, but anyway, it's nice to make some friends in the paddock. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, Pecco Bagnaia, he's got some friends. And an unlikely allegiance. They've had their clashes this year, and I think they're going to have the clashes next year. But right now, it suits all parties for Pecco Bagnaia to get a helping hand from Marc Marquez. They want to step into 2025 with at least some good feeling, goodwill between the two. And as a result, I think that's exactly why we're going to see Marc helping Pecco and likely not stealing points away from him in the sprint later on today. Same goes, obviously, Frankie Morbidelli. Fifth, middle of the second row. He's definitely going to want to try finish ahead of Jorge Martin and help his VR46 counterpart Marco Bezzecchi get in on the act. He was second yesterday. He's certainly going to be trying to do so. It is absolutely fascinating. We thought that it was going to be straightforward. Jorge Martin just had to rock up, and that's it. The World Championship is his. Far from it. He starts fourth in the second row with the pressure firmly on because he's got to look at Bagnaia ahead of him. Thank you very much for joining us throughout 2024 on Inside the Paddock. Our social media executive is alongside us. Are we coming back in 2025 for Inside the Paddock? We'll see you in 2025. Thanks for your company throughout this season. We hope you've enjoyed it and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Who's going to be at the gala on Sunday night, putting their name on the MotoGP Tower of Champions? Tune in to find out. Ciao for me in 2024.